If you take a train, say about an hour south of Tokyo, you get to this place called Kamakura. And the very first thing you see is, well, it's the central conflict of the city, really. It's right there.
It is. You see tourists in wetsuits.
Exactly. Wetsuits, surfboards, pedaling these cruiser bikes, right past these huge ancient stone gates, remnants of a samurai capital.
It's a profound paradox, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Geographically, culturally. On one hand, you have the former military seat of feudal Japan. This is the crucible where the samurai government was born.
And on the other hand, today it's this stylish, laid-back beach town.
The Malibu of Japan, as the travel writers love to say.
That contrast, the ironclad discipline of a military government versus the easygoing vibe of a surf town, that's exactly what we're deep diving into today.
Right.
Our mission here is to figure out how these two extreme identities can even coexist. What secrets is the samurai capital hiding just beneath its modern sandy shores?
Well, we've pulled together a pretty diverse stack of sources for this. We have everything from, the glossy travel guides that really worship the local surf scene,
Sure.
to some really deep historical accounts of the Kamakura period itself. And critically, a fascinating archaeological study. They analyzed thousands of skeletons excavated right near the beach.
Okay, so we're going to try and reconcile that warrior past with this leisure-focused present.
Exactly. And discover the layers hidden just beneath the surface.
All right, let's unpack this. I think we have to start with the modern Kamakura, that immediate kind of visceral experience you have when you get there, because the vibe it's very West Coast inspired.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
Our sources, they paint this picture of a city that feels, on the surface at least, surprisingly detached from its ancient history.
You see these cafes and boutiques promoting California Yuigahama cuisine.
Right, it's become a destination for young Tokyoites.
Right.
They see the coastline not just as a getaway, but almost like a pilgrimage to the god of surf.
And the waves themselves, they're not exactly world-class, are they? The sources describe them as fun, learner-friendly.
Which just adds to the accessibility,
Yeah.
the relaxed mood. But here's where that cultural fusion gets really interesting.
Okay.
You see all the standard surf stuff, sun-reddened skin, board shorts, the sunglasses. But if you look closer, you notice this quintessential Japanese meticulousness. It's infiltrating this supposedly carefree sport.
You mean the little details?
Exactly.
Like the neatly arranged rows of sandals at the edge of the beach?
That, or the fact that Japanese surfers, unlike maybe their counterparts in California or Australia, they often bring these small portable showers, specialized foot towels, even plastic coat hangers just for their wetsuits.
Wow. Okay, so even the pursuit of relaxation is done with a high degree of order and process.
It's a deep respect for it.
Huh.
And you see that same commitment reflected in the town's unique transportation. The Enoshima Electric Railway, the Inadin.
The Inadin, right? That's essential to the whole experience. It's this small, scenic, single-track line that's been around for over a century.
And it doesn't just connect the main tourist spots. It literally weaves through residential backstreets. I mean, it runs inches from people's front doors.
It gives you this incredibly intimate look at local life. And speaking of local life, let's go back to the food for a second, because that fusion it's palpable there too.
Oh, it's a total collision of culinary cultures. And it's designed for a pretty sophisticated audience that's looking for something new.
We're talking beyond the purple potato ice cream here.
We are, though that is popular. No, we're talking about things like a Caesar salad, but topped with tuna sashimi, or a spicy coconut veggie curry. It reflects Kamakura's modern identity as this globally aware coastal city.
That gives us a great snapshot of the present. But to really get Kamakura, we need to, I think, slam the door on that surf shack and travel back, about 800 years?
It's the perfect transition, because the same geography that draws the surfers today, it's the exact same geography that drew the warriors back then.
So, the Kamakura period, it runs from 1185 to 1333. And this is arguably one of the most significant political shifts in all of Japanese history.
It really is. It marks the shift to feudalism, the establishment of the military government, the bakufu, and of course the rise of the samurai as the dominant political class.
And the man at the center of it all was Minamoto no Yoritomo. When he set up his government in 1192, he very pointedly bypassed Kyoto, the imperial capital. So why Kamakura? What was so special about it?
It was pure strategy. It's about defensibility and political isolation. Kamakura is surrounded on three sides by these steep hills, which is a great natural defense against a land attack. And on the fourth side, you have the ocean.
But the isolation was key.
It was crucial. Choosing Kamakura ensured his government's complete independence from the the delicate and frankly weakening politics of the imperial court back in Kyoto.
And that's the deeper significance, isn't it? By moving the seat of real power away from the emperor, Yoritomo was formally separating military governance from civilian authority.
Irreversibly. That framework he established, it basically defined Japan's political structure for centuries, right up until the Meiji Restoration.
And the physical center of that power, his kind of spiritual anchor, was the Tsurugoka Hachimango Shrine.
That's where he first raised his army in 1180 to fight the rival Taira clan. He built his entire power structure from that spot.
And he built it on this revolutionary political system, this direct tie of favor and service.
Right. Yoritomo guaranteed his retainers their inherited estates, the Hanryo Ando. That was the favor.
And in return?
In return, they gave him their absolute military service, the Hauku. It was an ironclad contract that demanded total loyalty.
And the ultimate test of that loyalty didn't come from an outside enemy. It came from his own brother.
His own brother, Yoshitsune, a brilliant military genius who had actually delivered the final victory over the Taira. Yoritomo had to subdue him.
This wasn't just simple sibling rivalry, though, was it? Yoshitsune made a huge political misstep.
He did. He accepted a high office from the emperor without Yoritomo's permission. And that was a direct existential threat to the whole new power structure.
Because Yoritomo's authority rested on him being the sole source of that favor.
Exactly. If his vassals could just go get promotions directly from the emperor in Kyoto, the whole Bakufu system would just crumble. It wouldn't work.
So Yoshitsune was forced to flee, and he eventually took his own life.
And a new order was secured. For a time. The shogunate itself would eventually fall during the siege of Kamakura in 1333.
So the city goes from this seat of dominance to a site of destruction. But that period was also a time of huge religious change. Let's talk about faith and how that shaped the people living there.
Yes, it was a religious revolution. It's often called New Buddhism. You have the emergence of the really influential Zen schools like Renzai and Sucho, and also the Pure Land schools.
And what's fascinating is that our sources point out that all the reformers who founded these new schools, they all started out studying at the same established Tendai school on Mount High.
They did.
So what made these new schools so revolutionary for, the average person in Kamakura?
I think the key was accessibility, democratization, really. The older doctrines were incredibly complex, academic. They required decades of intensive study. It was for elites.
Right.
These new schools, like Pure Land, they simplified salvation. It was about simple, devout faith, chanting the Buddha's name. Zen offered enlightenment through intense meditation. It brought spiritual comfort to common people who were living under this constant threat of war and famine.
And the most enduring symbol of that faith in Kamakura has to be the great Buddha, the Daibutsu, that massive 121-ton bronze statue at Kotoku-in.
The Great Buddha is this powerful testament to endurance. It was cast in the mid-13th century, and its history ties directly back to the natural forces we're talking about.
It's originally inside a giant temple hall, wasn't it?
It was, but the hall was repeatedly destroyed. The sources note that when a massive tsunami hit in 1495, the temple hall was completely washed away, but the statue itself refused to budge.
And it's been sitting outdoors ever since. You can still go inside it, which is a pretty incredible experience to see that 13th century engineering.
Yes.